Welcome to Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup. I'm your host, Jason Bland, and tonight is Open Lines and World Wide Web of Weird Extended. Because we didn't have a show last week. Like I said, I didn't have any guests scheduled for October. I thought I was going to have some stuff going on with my work at that time, so I thought, I might have some Sundays I might not be available and all that. Well, that didn't turn out. That got delayed. So I didn't really have any guests for October. Plus, I've just been having trouble getting good guests. I've been really trying to be pretty picky. I'm looking for really people with paranormal experiences. If that's you, paranormalsoup, jbland@gmail.com, email me. I'd love to have you on the show to talk. We had on, I want to say her real name. Almost said her real name. I don't want to say her name. We'll say Sunny Brook a couple weeks ago. Just talking about her experiences living in a 200-year-old house. That's what I want. I want more of that. And also, if you're a paid YouTube channel member or a Patreon, maybe we'll bring you on the video call. If you want to join, just message me in the Patreon if you're Patreon. If you're a YouTube channel member, you just comment in there. Jamie, I'll keep an eye out for that. It'll let us know, and tells us if you're a channel member. It does help pay the bills for the show. And I got to see what's going on for Halloween night. I want to spend time with my family, but I might possibly, for YouTube channel members and Patrons, do a little bit of an hour hangout on Halloween night. It all depends on the family, because I'm going to spend time with them, spooky movies and all. But then we are on the Day of the Dead show. That's coming in November 2nd, right? Yeah, November 2nd? Right. Yeah, that'll be a Sunday, Day of the Dead show. We got a lot coming. We got guests after that November, a few guests at least scheduled. I'm trying to get more. It's been hard, but if you got ideas, make sure you have their guest contacts. Send it to paranormalsoup, jbland@gmail.com. Got a lot of weird to get to. We're not going to do a whole long 3-hour show, I don't think, tonight. But we will do some phone calls, I hope. I hope you guys call in. So we got a lot to get to. So let's go ahead and get rolling into the show. Welcome to another night of Paranormal Soup. As I said before, I'm your host, Jason Bland. Tonight is Open Lines World Wide Web of Weird Extended, because I think I have about 15 articles. Usually the normal World Wide Web of Weird is 25 minutes long, and me trying to scream through 7 articles really fast, mispronouncing stuff left and right. Tonight, we'll see if we get through all 15. We'll see what we do. We'll see what the phone calls are. We'll play it by ear. But joining me, as always, is I was just about to say my beautiful co-host, Jamie D. And I can't see the screen until the moment I flip over. And she's missing. She's been having horrible technical problems, with her counts tonight. She was just here, so hopefully Jamie will join us. Oh, here we go. I was like, my beautiful co-host. Oh, she's not here. Here she is. All right, hopefully working. It's taking forever to pop her on. Oh, don't see. I see a camera thing. Is it coming? Oh. Technical problems. Well, hopefully Jamie will figure that out here in a second. I'll check my messages with her, too. But we do have some weird to get to, so I want to roll in this. See what she sent me. I can't get back in. This is so weird. I think it wasn't showing up on my messenger. Huh. Let me see. I want to take care of this. I want to make sure I can get Jamie back in here. See if I can send it to her personal. God. Technical problems. Trying to get Jamie back in. She says the link's not showing up in her messenger. Let me just see if I give it to her here. Is that? Nope, that's not it. That's not it. That's a Facebook link. How did it do that? Oh, we'll get this figured out for Jamie. Hopefully you're all joining us here. I gotta see if I can get this link for Jamie really quick. Clickies. That just screwed up my other audio. I'm gonna have to fix that for open lines. And then we want that gone. Let me see if I can post it there. Okay. It looked like she had joined for a second. I'm gonna see if I can post it here. Post it to her several places. Oh, that's a weird the way that link came. All right, I see her. Oh, nope. Okay, I hit add to stage, but why I see her? There she is. You there? I don't hear you. Oh, you're muted.
I'm here.
Okay, I want to make sure you're here. We hear you. I don't know what happened. Made me scared. I'm like, is it the 1080p thing? I don't know. I don't know if I can change it. I hope not. I don't know. It scared me. But I told you guys, like, technical problems. Who knows? We'll get through it tonight. But we got a lot of weird to get to. So let's go ahead and roll into the World Wide Web of Weird. Tonight on the World Wide Web, we're going to, with a continuing story of Three Eye Atlas, A.V. Loeb is still doing the media rounds, but this will all soon come to an end. We have a date. A.V. Loeb has provided himself that we should know if this is an alien mothership, or a comet, or I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what this thing is. It is interesting. For those listening on the Paranormal Soup Radio Network on Talkstream Live's Paranormal Radio app, we are a webcast streaming out live to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. But if you want to listen, I will narrate as best as possible. And thank you, James Eagle. Thank you. Thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat to help support the show. Thank you, James. All right, let me get the first article up here. Should just be an image. Actually, I got two different articles covering Three Eye Atlas. Let me just pull up the first part of this Three Eye Atlas story, since we got time to talk and chat amongst ourselves. Get your coffee. And, I got my coffee. Precise date interstellar visitor will reveal itself as an alien mothership or comet confirmed. So we got a date to count down to, right? Stand under some building and wait for the big mothership to come over and take us all. Mysterious interstellar visitor streaking through the solar system is just days away from revealing its true origins. Harvard professor A.V. Loeb told DailyMail.com that if the object dubbed Three Eye Atlas is a comet, it should disintegrate into fragments as it swings closest to the sun on October 29th, 2025. So mark your calendars. We'll be done with this, right? On October 29th, right? Right? Will we? The European Space Agency Jupiter probe will have a front row seat capturing the moment it either breaks apart or as Loeb speculated, releases mini probes as technological mother. Is that mini probes at breaking apart? Is that what you're going to say when it happens? I don't know. There are some weird things about this. I do agree. I'm not an astrophysicist to tell you if they're weird things, but they tell me they're weird. It seems like it's weird. But boy, they sure pushing it. Sure get a lot of media hype on it. The other part of this Let's go to the next one. Of the 3-Eye Atlas story. Continuing. Let me see. Part 2 I put on here.
Why did
actually... Oh, why didn't it bring my picture up? That's weird. Oh, there it is. Wow, it's delayed. There we go. What are you going to say, Jamie?
Why did they change it to the 3-Eye? Wasn't it just like the Atlas,
I don't know.
something else, and all of a sudden they changed it?
I didn't remember they changed it. Since it's been on my radar, 3-Eye Atlas is what I've noted as. I don't know. A fascinating image. This is supposed to be an image of it. That we don't get. I've seen a lot of stuff on Facebook. I know you have, Jamie, and others. It's like they show this mysterious light thing moving through. This is 3-Eye Atlas. Is that really? I mean, where'd you get your footage? NASA sure as hell ain't showing us pictures. If they really wanted to take a look, NASA could. I mean, better than this picture. But they're not. That's an interesting tidbit of this. A fascinating image showing a strange cylindrical object moving across the Martian sky has recently been stirring up a lot of debate and controversy on social media. But this isn't just another random UFO photo. Instead, it is believed to show 3-Eye Atlas, the potentially anomalous interstellar object that some, including A.V. Loeb, Harvard astronomer, have speculated might have been sent by an intelligent extraterrestrials. While scientists generally agree that the object is a comet, there have been growing speculation in recent months over, we know all this stuff. But is that a picture of 3-Eye Atlas? I don't know. I mean, like I said, wouldn't NASA, if be able to really get to see this thing if they really wanted to? I mean, we get these pictures of the distant places. They couldn't just get a picture of this thing?
You would think.
I don't know. To me, that's what sounds weird about all this. All right, another story. We haven't gone back to this one in a long time. And remember the whole New Jersey drone deal, and then the Biden administration said, there's nothing to see here. There's nothing. We don't know what they are, but there's nothing. And there's no threat, but we don't know what they are. And then Trump administration came in, we know what they are, and there's no threat, but, you don't need to know. And, FEA approved it all and all that. Well,
But
now,
at first, they toying with the fact that could have been something before they came out and said, "Oh, actually, it's nothing. It's not our military. It's not, blah blah blah."
Sounds familiar.
But we're kind of playing cat and mouse.
They like to hype you up. Oh, but nope, this isn't it. It's a video file. Yeah. Didn't realize. Oh yeah. Well, this guy, the owner of the CEO of this company for autonomous drone cars. New Jersey drone and UFO scare solved. Private contractor unveils strange aircraft, takes credit for Sky mystery. So he's claiming this flying car you're seeing here. And I do believe, I did see one footage. I was looking for it. I didn't have a lot of time on this one. This article came out just the other day. That there was, I remember one photograph looks very much like the underbelly of this thing. But there was a lot of other things people saw. There were scenes that went on for hours. They chased on end. This scene, you know how long this thing can fly? 30 minutes. So do you think it was the cause of all the New Jersey drone sightings with the reports that went on for hours of police chasing these and tracking these and over military installations and power plants and doing airspaces are not supposed to be? I think these things were up there flying.
If it can only go 30 minutes, then people seeing it for hours would make no sense.
Now, there was a lot of hysteria. I've seen a lot of videos. I'm like, well, that's a plane. That's not. But there's some that looked like planes, and then they turned into a big ball of light. They transformed. There's those accounts.
Yeah,
there's ones that went into the ocean. Remember? That didn't go to the ocean, did it?
Those were weird.
Is this private aircraft submersible? No, it doesn't. So this doesn't explain everything. But boy, it's a good promo for this guy's drone company.
With so much of that, just pollution in the air right now, I noticed being under an airport that a lot of times now you don't. The planes will get lost behind this screen of stuff, and all you'll really see is the belly of the plane go by, and you're lucky if you even see the glimmer off of that. So I don't know.
Yeah. I think this thing was up there flying during this time, and I wouldn't put it past somebody
Kind of
reaching
looks
out to
like
some
a
contractors with
helicopter.
different drone stuff going on. If there was something alien going on and your government wanted to cover up, like, hey, listen, people, let's just call them all drones and let's make sure some of these private contractors in the area, because there are,
Oh, yeah, it's
and
a
it's in the
drone.
military. Let's throw up some drones in the air at the same time to confuse the public. Maybe.
See, you never know. That's what they want is the confusion and the not being able to pin it down.
But it's like, it's like the crop circles. Oh, these two farmers did it. And that went
Yeah.
on for years, right? All right. Next up, let's see. Let's get this out. Well, that's going on, and we asked, why doesn't NASA just take a good close look at 3i Atlas, where all of our attention's on that, right? Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. I keep messing up. While all their attention's on that, they totally missed an asteroid that zipped by there. Sneaky asteroid zooms past Antarctica closer than a satellite, and astronomers didn't catch it until hours after. How's that make you feel? Small giraffe-sized asteroid called 2025 TF. I mean, give it a credit. It was only giraffe size, so it's hard to spot a giraffe in space. It came close to Earth and some satellites on Wednesday, October 1st, stunning astronomers who first spotted it hours later. A small asteroid zoomed past Earth closer than most satellites last week, and the astronomers didn't notice it until hours later. The surprise asteroid encounter occurred 8:47 p.m. on Tuesday, September 30th. Wednesday, October 1st, GMT time, when the roughly giraffe-sized space... You could pick a lot of things. I mean, it's just a giraffe. I guess they like giraffes. Oh, it just makes me laugh. They pick a giraffe. Sorry, I interrupt myself. I'm just horrible. A giraffe-sized space rock flew over Antarctica at just 265 miles above the Earth's surface, according to newly released data from the European Space Agency. Astronomers first spotted the sneaky space rock, now officially named 2025 TF, a few hours later using observation from Catalina Sky Survey, a NASA-funded mission to track near-Earth objects. Measuring estimated 3.3 to 9.8 feet wide, the asteroid posited no serious threat to Earth. ESA added and likely would have burned up as a bright fireball had it reached Earth's atmosphere. Of course, yeah, right. But when are you going to miss the big ones? I do think we need to fund these, space agencies to look into space and spot these things and be on top of it and, have a plan for if that happens. It doesn't require us sending, Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis up to, blow it up or something in a stupid movie. Sorry. Horrible soundtrack by Aerosmith, and I love Aerosmith. Moving on. All right. And then, we're still waiting on... If you're still waiting on the Epstein files, well, we're still trying to get all the JFK files. I guarantee you, they did not give you all the JFK files. And now we got Putin. Giving JFK files. The Russians giving us JFK files. This came from Representative Anna Paulina Luna, who's doing the whole JFK trying to get the files released. She's even said they're not all released. Also, she's on the UFO front on this stuff too, right? Well, the following report to ref the JFK assassination was delivered to me by the ambassador from Russia and now made accessible to the American public at the link below. These documents have not been edited, redacted, or tampered with, but appear in their original form as delivered to... Oh, damn, I got that part cut off. But, yeah, 350-page Russian document on assassination of U.S. President John F. Kennedy is grabbing lots of eyeballs now for what it says about the 1963 assassination. But it's the map of a bridge once planned to link Russia and the United States they also slipped in there. Let's do that again. We make a bridge. I don't know how that's going to happen. Our relationship's not the greatest right now to be building bridges. The Russians were probably, they were terrified after JFK. That information's known. They had given that sort, they actually gave over information not long right after the JFK assassination, because they were terrified they were going to get blamed for it, because they knew, we wanted to blame them for it. We were setting up Oswald to be a Cuban communist sympathizer. He was part of Project Redfin. You didn't think the Russians knew that too?
And the one thing, I mean, he's an evil monster, but the one thing about Putin, when he says he does something or says he doesn't, he's usually telling the truth.
Yeah, he has no threats like that to really worry about. He can do what he wants.
like when he goes, "We didn't do that." It's like I totally believed him.
Yeah. I mean,
But he's a
I,
no. I mean,
I,
he
I don't believe
almost
they did it either. I'm not a fan of Putin or Russia, but
no,
they didn't
no.
have no. But I think
But I think a lot gets put on them, and I kind of don't blame them for getting.
oh, what's his name? The head of the Alan Doles. That's who I think was one of the big culprits, and Lyndon Johnson, and a few others. But we won't get into the JFK assassination.
Yeah,
I
we're
would
not
love to have
gonna
a
get.
guest on that. I'd love to have a guest on that. I know it's not
Oh
paranormal, but I
gosh,
love
yeah,
history and I love
that
JFK.
would be incredible.
Yeah. Maybe tie in the fact that, the UFO stuff and all that. Maybe.
Yeah, that would be a really fun time if you got somebody like really, really good.
And then while Representative Luna is getting files from Putin, we got, and I'm not getting into politics, it's funny how this stuff is weaving into our politics nowadays. Strange world we're in. I don't have the ad here to play. I almost want to. Representative Laura Boebert, I never say her name, re-election campaign asked, are aliens real? Yes. So now these are ending up in re-election campaigns. We're going to get to the truth about aliens. Really? Really? Somebody's desperate in their campaign. And back in the day, this would have been a killer to your campaign. This would have, any mention of, I'm trying to remember the guy, ran for president of the Democratic Party, a real nice guy. Many years ago, and they brought up they brought up the UFO, like that. An actress totally exposed that he had seen a UFO, and he had to say yes, and that was it. His political career's over. Now it's a campaign ad, along with the Epstein file. We'll get to the Epstein files too, right? You're gonna put that in their ad campaign, right? No, okay. Look at the UFOs, not the Epstein files. Oh, stupid weird world we're in. But it does. What? Oh, Rob.
Yeah, he's on his way back from band practice. He's going to try to make it, but
let's hope.
And Rob.
All right, moving on. Let's see what time we got. Oh, we got a few more minutes. See if we can get through at least the 7 as usual, and then have the others. All right, next up is a motorcyclist films a UFO in Virginia. This is an interesting one. There we go. Oh, dang it. I forget. Not the X-Files music. Why do they got to do the X-Files music? Everything's got to have the X-Files music. I love X-Files. Don't get me wrong. I love X-Files. Get me wrong. But, why do we always got to put... they do a stupid news segment. It's always the stupid freaking X-Files music. It's like serious stuff we're talking about here. And the reporter's like smiling while the X-Files music play. Like, we're serious about the UFO stuff. F you. Stop playing the X-Files music in your videos and on the news thing. It's just... Stop it. Just stop it. Yeah, I know I have the I believe UFO thing in the background. I'm hypocritical, but you don't have to hear it.
Different, though. That's different.
Motorists in Virginia nearly stopped in their tracks when they spotted a mystifying UFO moving across the sky. The peculiar sighting submitted to the National UFO Reporting Center occurred on Sunday morning as the witness was driving in the suburban. This is from coast to coast, by the way. In the suburban community of Midlothian, I happened to notice a shiny object in the sky. They recalled at first briefly ignoring it. I quickly did a double take and realized it did not appear to be an animal or aircraft or anything else that I would commonly observe. The movement of the UFO was particularly perplexing to the witness that it was unlike any other airborne object such as planes, drones, or balloons that I've previously seen. All right, I'm going to play that UFO beam footage without the X-Files music. I know it gives it a good theme and everything, but no. We had the boogospheres, that kind of thing going on. We had the spheres. That's the other thing about the whole New Jersey drone. It was quantified as the New Jersey drone incident because there's so many in New Jersey, but they were all over the world. We had videos all over the place. I don't know. I don't think it's a balloon. I don't know.
I think it's just because it kind of really started around New Jersey where people are taking notice. I always get stuffed up right during the shows. Never when we don't have a show. Wednesday and Sunday never fails.
I think it's because they had a number of private contractors that could put up drones in that area during the whole wave of these spottings across the world. And bring all your attention there, and then we'll explain it away as somebody like that guy calling out that his flying car is what caused it all.
Wasn't that around the time of the Chinese balloons and the spy balloons too?
That happened before, a couple of years before. I mean, right before it. That was like the preemptive up to it. And people in the military community say, oh, yeah, and it was all China doing it. And we don't want people.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was
But I
that
thought
either.
there was some like balloons that were actually shot down or found like right before they came out.
Yeah, I mean, and then again, I wouldn't be surprised if it was China or some other foreign agent testing our air defense space, because at the time, it was a crap show being run around here, and it still
I
is.
can't even believe that it would be them. So there's
But
no
I don't.
parts of me that think it could
It
be
was
us that
Iran.
flew up there.
It was
just to be-
Iranian drones, and they had a mothership out in the ocean. Remember that one too, right? Whatever happened to that one? All right. Well, one more thing before we go to commercial break. Thing. I'm a big believer in this. Scientists claim to have found evidence of alien DNA in humans, according to Dr. Rempel, who is the founder and researcher, chief executive of the DNA Renaissance Research Foundation. An examination of the DNA of over 500 families highlighted 11 examples of individuals who seem to possess DNA that did not match either of their parents. Having ruled out modern human-based gene editing due to the age of some of these subjects, Remmel suggests that this could be evidence of extraterrestrial genetic manipulation. So it's just not ancient DNA like alien in us. They're saying this is DNA that's put into these people. Humanity may be undergoing genetic transformation, he said. If confirmed, it could be possible to detect which humans carry alien DNA, essentially identifying hybrids. You don't think the government's already on this? Dr. Rempel's research also looked at the DNA of individuals who claim to have been abducted by aliens and found evidence of the same non-paternal markers in some of them. He is now hoping to obtain high-resolution DNA sequencing data from these individuals as an effort to determine whether or not extraterrestrial genetic manipulation is at play. That said, his research has not been peer-reviewed, and he admits that his findings are not conclusive. But it's a start, and really should research this. Really should, because if this is what's going on, people are being taken, they're taking DNA samples, they're doing stuff to them, and are changing our DNA, and there's like human sleeper cell hybrids and stuff like that. This is the way to find it. You don't think the government already did all this too, though? If that was the case, if that's going on?
With the ancestry, blah, 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 I can't remember. I'm sure like almost everybody has like a certain
They got their database to look at.
Unknown DNA, it'll say, to where they can't put it to anything. It just is like unknown
like I said,
DNA.
they probably already know how many people have had their DNA altered by statistically and by
But
like
not
all these
only
DNA
that,
banks.
but it shows the DNA codes and how easily
We got to go. Yeah.
it can rereads the other one and changes the code. So, yeah.
All right. We got to go to commercial break, though. And when we come back, we'll open up the phone lines. You call in. Join the conversation tonight. Do you think the aliens are changing our DNA? I don't know. I think that's a good possibility. And, what happens if they did discover that? And what would happen to those people? Probably not good. Probably not good. I remember we had Nick Redford on. He talked to a guy who thought he was like, the military told him he was a sleeper cell, like a sleeper cell unit, because of his, the aliens had hybridization his DNA and all that. That's kind of a scary thought. We'll talk more. We want to join in the conversation after this short commercial break.
You were brought here for one purpose, necromancy.
A ceremony dating back to the pre-Christian era. It's the art of reviving the dead. It requires involvement with evil spirits by the person performing the act.
The devil god brings life to the dead.
No, please. No, please.
And death to the living. Necromancy, starring Orson Welles and Pamela Franklin. From Cinerama releasing. In color, rated PG, parental guidance suggested.
If you are interested in discovering the truth about the paranormal and want to hear from leading weekly shows named My Paranormal Soapbox, Necromancer Live Show, and the Supernatural Symposium, live on Facebook, YouTube, and
He is conducting an experiment into the combined effects of sensory deprivation and hallucinatory drugs. The subject of the experiment is himself, and the experiment is out of control. Ken Russell's Altered States, a film that must not be missed, is in the West End now. Altered States, Certificate X.
Hello, I am Fernando Martinez. I think by now you know I am an emotional kind of guy. People stop me in the street and say, Fernando, what the hell is wrong with me? Silk shirt, hairy chest, enough aftershave to drown a household pet, but I still cannot get a woman. I tell them you are an ignorant fool. Without a symbol of power and fertility around your neck, what kind of woman is going to respect you? That is why I have teamed up with Medallion Man, the shop for medallion needs. Medallion Man caters to all levels of masculinity. For the strong, silent type, a medallion the size of a hubcap will say everything that needs to be said. Even singing medallions for the Casanova, who knows music is the food of love. Model trains, dollhouses, diapers, whatever your interest, we've got a medallion for you. Don't forget, every woman knows if you can't support a medallion, you can't support a family.
This is the sound of a space clock aboard a U.S. satellite 180 miles above the Earth. No one winds up this timepiece. It's powered by a tiny battery, a battery that delivers power for years without replacement. Now the same type of battery, the Duracell battery, can bring new reliability and long life to your battery-operated equipment. Radios, cameras, toys, all run far longer. Duracell batteries, the long-distance power cells, outlast any ordinary battery. The same type of battery that keeps space clocks running for years can bring long life to anything powered by batteries. Dura, as in durable. Cell, as in power cell. The Duracell battery, made by Mallory.
Switch to DCS ranging.
240, nominal to profile.
We're in the pipe. 5 by
5. Tonight on Paranormal Soup, it is open lines and extended World Wide Web of Weird. Phone lines are open. You want to call in, join the conversation tonight. I'll have the phone numbers up there in a minute for you. But they're also in the show link descriptions. If you're listening on the radio, I'll call them out here. I'll get all the numbers here to you in a minute. But call in, join the conversation tonight. Whatever you want to talk about, weird, unusual, don't let it be political. I don't care. But if you want to talk about the strange, the weird, the unusual, I'm here for you. I want to talk about it, especially if it's your own experience, or maybe you had a good story from somebody else you know. I'll hear it. Come on, I'm horrible at telling other people's stories. I'm not as good as, Josh Turner has a great channel, Paranormal Roundtable. He is a master of giving you somebody's experience from when they relate it to him. I'm not good at that. That's why I do a talk show where I interview people, because I'm just not good at that. So come on, come call in tonight and talk. If you're a YouTube channel member or a patron, I will check my messages tonight. Check the channel chat. If you want to come on the StreamYard and join us as well and talk, I'm all up for it. Just let us know. We'll find a way to get you the link. I don't know how long we'll go tonight. I got to get up early tomorrow as usual, but we'll see how it goes. But let's go ahead and get rolling into the show. All right. Let me get rid of this article here, and I'll get my phone numbers up. All right, banner. There we go. All right, 219-230-4444 is the best way to call in. 260-225-9419. Hopefully works. Skype ID, oojblandoo or jblandparanormalsoup are the Skype IDs. Well, they work too. I don't know. I have janky phones. My wife just got a new phone too, and I'm like, oh, I'm afraid to. I have to like get all new adapters because nothing charges the same anymore. You know, like you have to have the C adapter, and that means I have to have a different adapter for the phone. And I'm just complaining about technical stuff. You don't care.
What'd she get?
Another new iPhone something. I don't know.
But I mean, that adapters are different again.
Well, you know, I have the older charging thing. I don't forget what you call it. You know,
The
and I have to have an
lightning
adapter. Yeah, I have to have an adapter. What's the video? It's the next one.
So now it's changed from lightning cable.
Well, but no, it's a C. I have an old phone. I have the older one. You know, that little plug thing. You know, like I don't know what to tell. I don't know the name of these damn cables. But I have to have an audio adapter because, you know, they got rid of the audio jacks on these things. So I have to have an audio adapter, and I have to have a whole new 2 different adapters to make that work, to charge it and do all that. Thanks, iPhone. Bastards. Okay, let's move on. Like I said, we'll take phone call if you call in, but we're going to keep talking about stories. I got more UFO stuff. This one out of Spain. From coast to coast, Tim Binnell. Bewildered witness in Spain captured footage of a curious cluster of UFOs that vanished and then reappeared in the sky. And that should be this video here. I got from Hidden Underbelly. Let me pause it and mute it for a second because it can be loud. Bewildered witness in Spain captured footage of a curious cluster of UFOs that vanished and then reappeared in the sky. The intriguing sighting was reportedly filmed by an unnamed woman on October 5th in the resort city of Palma on the island of Mallorca. I think you say. In the footage, a group of 4 bright orbs float in front of a cloud with 2 smaller objects situated right slightly below them. The odd UFOs move slowly through the sky and, to the astonishment of the witness, suddenly disappear before apparently reappearing in a different location. As for what the weird objects could have been, some have suggested the UFOs were otherworldly visitors. More skeptical observers, however, offered a more prosaic explanation, such as the drones or possibly lanterns released somewhere in the city. That said, manner in which some of the orbs appear to descend and their puzzling disappearing act makes the scenario somewhat dubious. So I'll let you guys watch and decide. Hidden Underbelly 2.0, as you can get the full footage in his commentary on it. I love the channel. It's a great channel.
Hostia, se han ido.
I don't think they're lanterns. One, it's almost daytime. Nobody wastes time putting lanterns up in the day. Could it possibly be birds and the light reflecting off of them? I've seen that show up kind of like this.
¡Que nos invaden!
But I think they would know if their eyes look way bigger.
So here's what I know about.
That's the guy who does Hidden Underbelly 2.0. I didn't want to show you the whole video. Go to Hidden Underbelly 2.0 to watch the rest of that. But I don't think it's for birds or, you know, I've seen people try to, they're too big, and I don't think it's drones. Does not look like your typical drone pattern going on here. What's going on, I don't know. But let me mute
the outline around the range.
I can't zoom in. This is just his video here. It's hard to see probably for people in here. Skype is teens now? Yeah, it's something like that. I don't know if it screwed me up on there or not. I don't know. Oh, yeah, it uninstalled my Skype app, so you might be right. I might not be getting Skype calls. I just noticed it uninstalled my Skype app. I'll have to check the other phone, too. Well, the other phone still has it on there. That's weird. How did it uninstall my Skype app? So I got to sign in. Hold on a second. Enter password. God bless it. Nobody ever calls in on Skype either.
Didn't they get rid of Skype?
Well, that's Microsoft now. Send code. Oh,
He's an adapter for adapter. Yep.
More technical problems. I just realized that. They just took it off my phone. Probably to put a new one on, but it's on the other one. My other Skype account. I wonder how long it's been. I wonder how long it's been that way.
Of all little adapters.
Oh. What are you showing?
To drink. So, like the micro minis. I have like a cord that I've got all the little plugins for like every little adapter you can need.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. I'll have to have whole new adapters for a phone.
Yeah.
That's for this setup that I do. They had like the phone call lines. My cheap setup. I'd love to have like a real phone system, you know, for it. Not a call screener, though. I wouldn't want that. Like in a radio network.
Oh, when I went to my Skype, it's asking me to put in my Microsoft password.
Well, it's asking me to
It
send a
said it
code to my email,
retired
and I'm
May
waiting.
2025. You can use Teams for free messaging and calling with your contacts. So I guess they just changed it, like you said, to Teams.
Yeah. So I'm
I get the
sending a
emails
verification
and I
code
just
right now,
forget.
so I can get signed back in. Teams, Microsoft Teams. So it'll be Teams now?
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Who put that in there? Drake?
Drake. Yeah.
Thank you, Drake. Yeah, thank you. Microsoft, you are a pain in my butt, as always. As always.
And they want to control our food and our everything else, but they can't get these update and all these other things, right? It's screwy.
Oh, it wants me to send
Problems
code
logging in.
again. I have to do
Mine's
another
still
code.
downloading.
I have to do another code. This is why I hate Microsoft. This is why. This kind of crap. Besides, their founder, member, evil. Bond villain. All right, here. One more code, and then I should get back to this. Sorry, guys. Just, tell people to call in on Skype, and then I gotta... Where is Teams?
That's the way of the world now. I'm having to download. I said go to Teams, and now it's downloading a new app that's like purple. Oh.
Sign in, password, face, fingerprint, or pen. Next. Whatever. Fine. Continue. Face ID, signing in. Thank you. Okay. All right. Well, there we go. At least it has all my contacts. It should still work for you guys to call in. It'll be Microsoft Teams, there. I'll have to check it out on my other line because I had the other line signed in on an old phone for Skype, and yeah, it didn't tell me anything when I got on that one, so I don't know. So hopefully, I'm not on Digital Serve. If you want to call in, you can try Skype. You can try the phone lines. That's it. I've talked enough about that. Let's get on to the next article. So sorry. Oh, yeah, I was excited about this one because this is in Indiana. I didn't think I'd get to have a story like this in Indiana.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like I see Bigfoot, Indiana. Wow, really? It's more than corn in Indiana. Dogman in Indiana or anything weird. I mean, UFOs for sure. All the time.
Yeah.
Indiana's got them. We got haunted places, but the cryptid thing doesn't really happen. And then I saw this.
Oh.
Indiana Motors claims chupacabra sighting caused truck crash. Maybe Alec Baldwin should have talked to this guy. He might have more believable story. Oh, no, sorry. Indiana motorist who crashed into his truck told police that the accident was caused by a chupacabra sighting. According to a local media report, the bizarre incident occurred early Sunday morning in the community of Bedford. Cops responded to call about an overturned truck found that the driver, Caleb M. Souders, sitting on a large rock near the scene of the incident, or the accident. While speaking to the police, the young man provided a rather peculiar account of what happened moments before the crash. Specifically, Souder told the cops that a chupacabra ran out in front of him, which understandably caused him to swerve and in turn crash his truck. Unfortunately for the young man, police did not take the sighting of the infamous bloodthirsty cryptid very seriously, as he also admitted to have been drinking earlier in the evening and was said to be uncooperative during the field sobriety test. Souder was subsequently arrested and charged with operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol. Now, maybe he saw something. But we'll never know because you were drinking and driving, dumbass. Maybe you saw a digicabra or chupacabra or drunkacabra. I don't know. But don't drink and drive. Nobody's going to believe you when you see a chupacabra. And you might kill someone. The might kill someone should be your number one reason. But, if you see a chupacabra too, you want people to believe
Or
you, right?
Red Velvet, the only chupacabra.
I was so disappointed when I think, Indiana motorist sees chupacabra? Oh, of course it's a drunk idiot.
I know. Of course, some credibility's got to be taken away. I mean, look at the tongue, and then what is that coming off of his tail?
Oh, I don't know. It's some AI image that Coast to Coast has said, here we go.
Oh, yeah. It's like with like a hairy back.
Was that number 9? Yeah. So next up is animal mutilations.
Oh, yay.
I'm not showing any, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the actual original article Tim Binnell uses, got this from, does show. Like, and I'm like, nope, I'll do the coast to coast picture. No animal mutilations. We don't want that.
Much
We don't want to see that.
appreciated.
Yeah. The owners of a ranch in Argentina are searching for answers after they lost both a cow and a horse to what appears to be an infamous cattle mutilation phenomenon. So, according to a local media report, the eerie case began last month in Villa de Cabrada, when a downed heifer was found with a cut jaw and its tongue, eye, and udder removed with what appeared to be a remarkable precision. What we found strange, one of the ranch owners recalled, is that it had a burn inside its mouth like it was made with a laser. The situation became even more concerning last week when he noticed that one of their horses had gone missing, which had led to another gruesome discovery. To his astonishment, he soon stumbled upon the unfortunate mare, which had suffered similar grisly fate, bearing the same characteristics of the cow, including precise cuts to its jaw and its carefully removed body parts. The rancher noted that in both instances, the remains of the slain animals were no interest to scavengers that would normally feast on such a free meal. Understandably baffled by the two incidents, he was skeptical that the killings were the work of human hands. It does not make sense for one or more people to do all this and leave the animal lying, he mused, arguing that a sinister miscreant would have at least taken the heifer's remains. With the scenario having been dismissed by the rancher, he offered an otherworldly explanation for what might be behind the two unsettling events. Citing news and documentaries we have seen, he pointed to two possible culprits, the chupacabras or aliens. That said, he conceded that the case was, there's one other one, MILAB, or military. That's my, military something going on. That's my other explanation, maybe. Let me see where I was at. That said, he conceded that the case was likely remain a mystery, as the reality is that no one knows how to tell you exactly what may have happened to them or what would be the cause. What do you think down the rancher's animals? Are the incidents a case of the cattle mutilations mystery going international, or did they perish under more prosaic circumstances? Well, it's been international. It didn't just happen in America. It's happened in the United Kingdom. It's happened in South America. Heatherwood's going with aliens. I've been up in the air on the mutilations. I really have. I don't know. Is it aliens? Like I said, I had that one great guest on about the prion thing. I mean, I don't know. Because it was in the grass. Remember, it was in the grass or the soil, and what cows eat the grass, right? And so do horses a lot of times. So I don't know. I mean, but this would be like, are they studying it further? I don't know. I feel more alien-like things going on with this. I don't know.
Because I feel like it could be both, but I always go back to those horses from Skinwalker Ranch that looked like a horse shack photo. They were completely like a bearskin rug. These horses were deflated completely. And then their whiskers were sticking out. Their heads were deflated. There was like no bones. And no sign of like how that even happened. And that's always stood with me, like, how in the world would anybody do that to an animal like that overnight?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it was their horses, not like, some random horses just showed up,
Yeah, I don't know. It's always been strange to me and always weird, and I think a lot of different plausible explanations can be considered, and I have no idea. And it sucks for these farmers and these ranchers that lose these animals.
Yeah, and the animals.
It's money, and they care for them. A lot of them do. It's not just money. Some of these, are like family members of these guys. I mean, yes, I know they harvest from them. Yeah, the horses is a killer one. I mean, I eat cows, so but the horse, I know they're all animals. They all have beautiful souls. I'm sorry. But horse, man, that really sucks. All right, let's move on. What are we at? We're on to psychics, claim to be psychics behaving badly. Another one of those. Always going to have one of those. These two people. Again, from Coast to Coast, Tim Binnell. Pair of Pennsylvania psychics arrested for alleged fortune-telling scheme. A pair of purportedly psychics in Pennsylvania have been arrested for allegedly bilking two women out of more than $600,000. What authorities describe as a fortune-telling scheme. The unfortunate yet all too familiar case came to light last Wednesday when authorities announced the arrest of Gina Marie Marks and Steve Nicholas, who have been operating a soothsaying shop in the community of Jenkintown. According to a press release from Montgomery County District Attorney's Office, the matter began in 2022 when one of the victims sought out the psychics for some supernatural insight and received a rather worrisome diagnosis derived from the proverbial ether. Marks and Nicholas convinced the victim that she was plagued by a powerful curse, preventing her from finding love and happiness. The DA's office explained, alleging that the self-described mystics demanded large sums of money and luxury items as a means of removing the nightmarish hex. Their costly consultation continued for nearly a year, with the victims ultimately paying them a staggering $595,959 before she grew suspicious. That's when she grew suspicious? Okay. I don't mean to make fun of her. I feel bad. People are in bad states at times when they get taken with these things. So I'm not trying to make fun of her. What I hate are these people.
How old was
she? On people like this. Doesn't say. Before she grew suspicious of the situation and contacted the police. An investigation of her complaint led authorities to a second woman who was said to have suffered a similar experience with the psychics. In the instance of the DA's office detailed that the victim was also told that she was cursed and needed to provide money as well as personal photos and information to the Marks to satisfy rituals that would help her. When the woman complied, detectives found that the aforementioned mystic demanded more money and a Chanel purse, threatening the victim with reputational damage. I mean, this is a story that just keeps getting told. You know, what's that guy's name? I'm trying to think of him.
That is disgusting. Preying on people like that.
Oh, but, it depends on your con.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what's his name? I'm trying to think. I'm looking it up as an example I want to give. Yeah. I know. I got it. I'll just take a picture. Just hold on. Let's just send this over to Dropbox for a second, just so people can see this face, because I want to make a point about this.
Okay.
All right. Let's just upload that there. Because my point about this is, screw these people. But you know what? They're not the only con men. There's a whole business behind this kind of. It's the same con. They were telling me, I need a Chanel purse to lift this curse. You'll be, it's the same con. It's the same con. It is. Well, hold on. I want to show. Or did it not? It's the same con as these jerks. This guy, Kenneth Copeland, Prosperity Ministry. He's milking billions. Those guys are small change. 600,000. This guy's got $7 billion. What is it? How much money did they say he's got? Like $7 billion. Almost $1 billion. Yeah. 750 million. Anyway, 750 million. He almost has $1 billion.
Oh yeah, almost $1 billion.
3 private jets and all that stuff, and all with the promise that they'll pray and by giving him money because he's a chosen man of God, their lives will get better. And they were going to build like he was also going to build like a whole like town and like place. None of that ever happened. I'm just saying what these guys scam and get arrested for in Pennsylvania, this guy's pulling over in Texas for decades.
Yeah.
I'm saying, so like I'm all up for getting these scammers. Why don't we start with some of these Christian evangelists that believe in what is it called? Bullshit? No. What do they call it? Prosperity Ministries.
Remember Jim and Tammy Faye Baker, like the first ones?
Yeah. It's like that. All right, we got a phone call. I think.
All right.
It's acting weird. We got somebody on the line?
Yeah, Jason, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You're on.
This is Jim from San Francisco. Jim Rat. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Yeah, I showed, was it a couple weeks ago, I don't know if you got to watch the footage, the videos you sent me, and Jamie was saying it was this spider web thing that floats through the air.
It would have to be a really big one,
well, I say,
because
she said it.
That was like a quarter of a mile away.
Yeah, really? See, I don't know. It was weird the way it moved and stuff. Like it was the only thing we could think of. I didn't even know about it. Jamie gave a whole new level to arachnophobia for people, flying spiders. But hey, man, thanks for calling in.
Oh, you're welcome. So I was calling for about three things. One of them was you had asked a question earlier about DNA and are aliens stealing DNA?
Yeah.
Or
manipulating
and I
DNA.
Right. I'd always thought that was maybe a cover for something. I didn't really feel that they needed our DNA. I think that even if in a civilization like aliens were just 500 to 1,000 years ahead of us in technology, they could make their own DNA. Never mind it being a million years in advance of our civilization. They could just make one. Why do they need ours? It never made sense to me. I mean, we can now. We can, but with our CRISPR technology now, we can make our own. We can make our own DNA edits now. That's our technology. Can you imagine their technology?
It's not them just collecting our DNA. What it is that they're manipulating our DNA and maybe trying to change us into something else, or change a set group of people, what they call hybrids, into something else. There's the theory that they're from the future. They're future versions of us, and they're trying to repair the damage they did to their own DNA, or try to recapture back the idea of having emotions and feelings, because they don't. I mean, I've seen all kinds of science fiction explanations on this.
I think any of this is possible.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I could give you all the different theories. Why? People speculated on this, but do we know? We don't. But I mean, some abductees can tell you that they've been told by aliens why they take it and that.
Yeah. The issue of them taking DNA wasn't really what I wasn't arguing about. But what they're using it for, I think is kind of facetious. I don't think that's real. I don't think they're. I've heard the theory where they are. Their genes are depleted or something, or degrading, and they're trying to reestablish it. I think that's not real. I think they're creating humans, maybe even hybrids, but I think that's for the reasons that are a little more devious than that.
I also believe in the human soul, and maybe in alien souls. I also alien souls. I believe in human souls, alien souls, and if you have the ability, you're thousands of years more advanced than us, and I also speculated not technologically, but you spiritually, but maybe in the sense you can understand how to move a soul from one body to another, let's say. And if you had that ability and you wanted to populate a planet, you would make whole new bodies that could live under the conditions of those planets, And maybe that's what these things do. Maybe that's what the hybrid program is, so they can move in their own group of souls. Maybe they're a dying race. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out when 3i gets here. I don't know.
Yeah. I vacillate between two theories. One, that maybe, they're trying to do what you're suggesting. And then my other theory is that maybe they're a little on the idea of souls, that perhaps they're a little more demonic than that, and that they're trying to manipulate our souls and from our DNA to get back to where they got kicked out of.
The other thing is they go like, what is this weird DNA in people? I can think of one non-alien explanation that would get me banned on YouTube. Take a guess. And it relates to people like the Lord Voldemort, the guy who made Microsoft. There, we can't say his name, and others. And that might be a reason why people have DNA in them that they can explain. I don't know. Right.
Yeah. So that was one of the ones I wanted to talk about. The second thing was something that happened to me on this past week.
Were you at the gym? Were you at the gym when this happened?
No, but it's so funny. I was training a client, because I told you I teach boxing. Yeah. I was training a client, and this particular client, I drive out to his house, and he's on the other side of San Francisco, the west side, so he's closer to the ocean. I am more downtown on the east side, so it takes me about 25 minutes to get over there by car. And Went over there, and we do it in his backyard. He lives in an apartment building, but he has a backyard that's all cemented in, so it's easy to work outside. And on Thursday, the sky was completely, usually it's foggy, but it was completely clear and wonderful blue sky. And while the last 10 minutes of a workout, I usually have them do core, and he was on the ground doing core, things that I was instructing him on. And while he was doing that, sometimes you have a few minutes to look up to the sky, and I was looking up to the sky, and this really bothered me for some reason. I saw what I thought was a bird, a black bird, flying towards me. He lives on a hill, so I can kind of look. It looks down, and so the birds are at like eye level. And it was coming towards me. It was like bouncing up and down along the sky. And then it got to a certain point, and I'd say it's about 50 feet away, up in the air. It got to a certain point, and it suddenly whooshed off for about 2 or 3 feet to the 45 degrees up for about 2 or 3 feet, and it disappeared. No, I mean it disappeared. I could not find it at all. I looked around, and the sky was clear, so I'm looking for this bird. Where the hell did it go? And then I didn't know what to do, and so I just, because I had a client on the floor, working on core. So I went back to the client for about a minute, and then found myself back up looking at the sky again, and another one comes along, another one of these black little things jumping up and down on the sky, coming towards me, exact same trajectory, exact same location, all of a sudden, same thing. Boom, it goes off to the 45 degrees up, like it got sucked up like a giant vacuum or something. It goes only for about 2 or 3 feet, and then it's gone. And I said, why did this happen twice? I don't understand what it was almost like a Matrix.
Yeah, that's what I'm
thinking. Exactly. Almost like a Matrix thing. And I said, this does not, was that the same bird or was it a different bird?
Like the scene with the cat. And oh, that's funny. But you have deja vu.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you gotta wait for the agents are coming. The agents are coming.
And where did it go?
Right.
Was it a portal? Did it do a dimensional shift? Was it like an optical illusion? I just didn't see it because it was at a funny angle or something. It just disappeared in the sky.
Have you seen?
So I did something funny.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so I did something funny. I pointed. I pointed at the spot in the sky where it disappeared, and I pointed for about 10 seconds. And I just wanted them to know that I knew that they were there, if it was something,
Right. Well,
yeah.
We covered on the Worldwide Bubble Weird some of these strange videos of birds, like the one that was just stuck in flight in the sky, like it was a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, I've seen that video. Yeah,
Stuff like that. Is it is that just the Matrix glitching on you there? We're all in a simulation? I don't know. I don't know. That's weird.
I don't know either. It really bothered me, though. It's like, why do it twice? I didn't understand. Did you want to make sure I saw that?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. Confirm the weirdness of it, I guess. I mean,
I couldn't figure it out, and it was disturbing. It didn't show the client that, though.
Yeah, you want to keep your clients.
Right, But I did, just, afterwards I was driving home, I was just trying to think, what was that,
It's because you're noticing.
What was it?
It's because you're noticing.
Yeah.
You're seeing. Your eyes are open, man.
Yeah, no. It's like that quote from the movie, they noticed that you noticed them,
Oh, yeah. You took the red pill, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Rabbit hole only gets deeper.
Yeah. The other third thing I want to talk about was, and it occurred to me, I'd forgotten about it, but about 3 or 4 years ago, I was sitting here in my living room, like I am now. I'm not at the gym, and
We're just working out in my living room, not at the gym.
And I was sitting here, the TV was on, and I was watching it, and to my right, I have the patio door, the sliding glass door, so it's a big open door and there's windows there. And I looked through the window, I forgot to say that I was observing earlier that morning. And so I went back down, sat down again, looked off to my right, and this one really disturbed me too. Looked off to my right. It only lasted for a few seconds, but what I saw was really strange. I saw like 3 lights together, like a triangle, off, I'd say about 20 feet off my balcony and up in the sky. Not that far away.
Yeah.
It was these three orbs, but it was doing something odd. It was like climbing the sky. I can't tell you, like a pancake. I could kind of see like a translucent outline of it, even with the three lighted points, and it was like crawling up the sky. I don't know how else
like it's
to
going
explain
straight
it.
up, like, or it's like kind of an angle.
Yeah, slowly, like a pancake would, like if a pancake would walk.
Yeah.
It was slowly going up, and it shocked me so much I yelled out, and I said, oh, and then I turned away for something, turned back, and it was gone. So it lasted very short time, but it was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen. Acting like an organism or like a big cell or something, climbing up the sky.
A lot of people have seen the triangle-shaped UFOs, and I've talked to people. I mean, like I said, I talked to a French pilot that saw the Belgium wave UFO, triangle UFOs. Those things were massive that he saw. Massive.
Yeah.
And they shut down instruments in his fighter jet. That's, like I said, I never want to meet these things up in the sky, flying anywhere. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know.
Thank you, Jim, for calling in, man. Anything? You got something else, man? I'm free.
All right. Thanks again.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Take care.
Yeah, from Terry Lovelace and other people encounters. I mean, I've not seen a triangle UFO myself. I've only had one major UFO incident besides there's also the camping trip thing, but the one I was fully conscious saw was rectangular shaped, but I mean, they come in different shapes and sizes, and then of course there's the TR-3B and all that, and I think these things are definitely out there, especially the big, huge triangle UFO ships. Are they ours? I don't know. All right, I'm trying to figure out where I was. We were on the fortune tellers, right? We did that one, and I went on about Kenneth Copeland. Yeah. But seriously, how do they get to go after? Like, I'm glad they got these guys, these fortune tellers, for ripping off some poor person. But like, there's these mega churches, and they get all these tax write-offs for being a supposed church. I mean, if you're a fan of Jesus, I think you got to be a bit disgusted by the fact that some jerk like him. I'm sorry if you're a fan of his. I am not. Okay. Using the name of Jesus to get money like that. It's no different than what these psychics did by putting fear into these people. Like, you have a curse on you. So I'm just saying, can we go after him too? IRS? Anybody? No? Okay. All right, now we're on to creepy people time, because it's Halloween. We're going to always have creepy clowns during Halloween, aren't we? Always. Creepy clown reports have Minnesota City on edge every year. Somewhere, some town in America or Britain or somewhere else, we got a problem with clowns, man. in our political offices, too. Cops in Minnesota City are on the hunt for some creepy clowns that have menaced residents on at least 2 separate occasions over the last few weeks and now have the community on edge. The proverbial Harlequin haunting reportedly began in mid-September when the Cloquet Police, department received a report of a rather unusual individual lurking around an intersection. According to the witness, the person in question was wearing a clown costume and running towards cars. Alas, when the cops arrived on the scene the weirdo was nowhere to be found. However, this was the only beginning of the clown troubles. A few weeks later, in early October, an understandable concerned mother called police about her daughter's encounter with a similarly unsettled individual. On this particular occasion, the troublemaker was seen wearing black clothing, a white wig, and a clown mask. The Harlequin was said to have chased the young girl after she spotted him lingering around a parking lot. Beyond the reports received by the Cloquet Police social media that has been flooded stories with residents who claim they have had their children have also been terrorized by the creepy clown roaming the city. As online scuttlebutt often does, the tales have begun to take a darker turn, with many asserting that the miscreants are armed and dangerous. Responding to those rumors and growing panic over the clowns, the police indicated that they had only received 2 reports, and to their knowledge, the individuals were not wielding weapons. Asked by the local media outlet about the strange situation that has gripped the community, the department responded, "We continue to keep an eye out for any suspicious activity in the city, particularly regarding anyone clowning around." Man, anybody like just doing this, if they are just like as a prank, you're stupid. Like, I keep waiting. One of these things are going to end up with you shot dead. because or you run over. Like they said, we're chasing towards car. My wife is driving that car. You'd be dead. Just boop, boop, boop. You're like, honk, honk.
Especially because people's like response time and like pre-thinking about things before they do it.
And a car is a deadly weapon, man. And like you're doing that,
Yeah.
jumping towards cars, somebody gonna run you over, man. Or you do it to the
the
wrong person, and they're carrying.
people shooting people for doorbell ditching. I mean, people. I did a story. I'm not going to say it up here. People are doing some really crazy things.
Well, next up, you think that's crazy? Let's get on to the next one. This one is in Virginia. Let's move. Jamie, you know this one.
Is it the cop car?
No, it's the let's pause it right here. So creepy clowns, and then now we have people going to doors. We got Ring Camera, right? Ring Camera is always offering, like, give us your.
Creepy.
This is This is why you lock your doors, double bolt them, and have a gun. This is a number. I mean, they didn't have to use their gun on these people. They got the cops 20 minutes later, or something like that. These guys are gone. Okay, so if these guys actually really wanted to get in this house, they probably could have, but they were obviously out to scare or whatever. But it took the cops sure long enough to get there, and long enough for these guys to do all this crap. This is from a news report. I don't know how much I can play from this. Let me read the article first. A Virginia family was understandably unnerved when their home was visited by a trio of mass miscreants. Keep calling them miscreants, Tim Binnell. Pieces of shit. I don't know. Sorry, I'm cussing bad tonight, man. I'm sorry. Pieces of crap. I don't know. You leave people alone. Don't do this stuff. Who mentally demanded to be let inside. According to a local media report, the nightmarish incident occurred on Tuesday evening as Shayla Whiteside was visiting her mother's house in the city of Alexandria. Alerted to someone at the front door, she checked the Ring camera and saw these three individuals dressed as a clown, a sinister nun, and Michael Myers standing outside. At first, I thought it was just a Halloween joke, a little prank, Shayla recalled. However, she quickly reassessed the situation when the trio began pounding on the door and threatening the family. It's either you coming out or we're coming in, declared one of the mass miscreants as another demanded they open the door and called the unnerving visit your worst nightmare. Despite Shayla telling the trio that she had called 911, the reprobates continued their assault on the home while threatening to kill the family. Incredibly, the crew of creeps even ventured around to the back of the house and began hitting the windows. They would be dead. There'd be bullets firing if this was my house. I'd call the cops. A few minutes, no cops. Boom. They'd be knocking on the windows, be a bullet going through that window, right through their head. I'm not joking. I know probably not going to help me on YouTube here, but what the heck is going on in this world? I'll show you guys. Let's go ahead. This is some of the news report.
But this was no nightmare.
Open the door!
It was a reality for one Alexandria family.
It's either you come out or we coming in!
It happened around 10 p.m. Tuesday near Duke and South Jordan.
Yeah, that's all I got of it. I don't have the whole news article, but I just wanted to see some of the stuff that these guys did. And this went on, like 20 minutes or more. Would have been a lot shorter at my house. I did have a lady pound on my door. I had my gun. She was trying to get in my house. I said, you ain't getting in. I said, the cops come here and they'll help you. They'll help you. And she was pounding away, demanding to get in, trying to get in. I'm like, she goes to the back. That's it. I ain't going to mess around. She didn't. She took off when as the cops were coming, and she was gone. But the cops can only get there so quick. What is wrong with people? Why were these guys just targeting? And it sounds like she's visiting her mother. You see her mother's probably considered a senior, so they're doing this to some old lady. And if this is just kids being miscreants, we got a problem. There's major problem. These kids are messed. If this kid's doing this, I don't know. It's messed up.
They get their excitement from knowing that they're scaring people inside.
Yeah,
and
that's what evil does. That's what evil people do.
They have to keep escalating because they start to get bored of just doing this. So it's like, well, let's do one more thing to up the ante, make it a little
just
more
like
exciting.
A demon. They feed off your fear.
Yeah, and they're
feed
always
off my bullets.
Always upping the ante to make it a little more exciting.
I'm just saying, wait, just these guys picked the wrong house. Do this crap in the wrong house. They were doing this to some poor old lady and her poor scared daughter. You know, I saw the interview with the lady in the news thing. I mean, you know, it was frightening. It was horrible, you know. And you have to, you know, wait for the cops to get there. Luckily, these guys didn't get in. They were just trying to scare him, I guess. I don't know. But what the heck? But, you know, the world's gone crazy, and Halloween brings out the crazy, and I guess, I don't know. Still love Halloween, but
it gives
don't come knocking at my door with that craziness. Don't come knocking at my door.
No.
On to a lighter note. Did you ever wonder if you could, you know, would you want, I would, do you think AI, you know, all the craziness of AI, horrible things it might bring, but maybe one good thing, or maybe it won't be a good thing. I don't know. From barks to words, researchers aim to translate dog sounds with AI. I know they're working on this with dolphins. All right, so remember the dog in Pixar's movie Up that has a human language translator around its neck? That might seem far-fetched, but now one computer scientist is trying to do something like that for real by creating the world's largest video and audio catalog of canine vocalization, Zuhu, and colleagues aim to identify word-like patterns in dog sounds that can be translated into sentences. The ultimate goal is to make a translator where you can talk freely with your pet, he said. We can already do instantaneous communication between languages, human languages. Perhaps in the future we can do the same with animals. Zoo isn't the first person to try deciphering animal sounds. Other researchers have spent years attempting to catalog and interpret various sounds made by whales and dolphins. Perhaps in the near future, AI might generally make it possible for us to communicate directly with other animals or even our own pets while understanding what they're saying back to us. Whether it could ever work like the dog in Up, however, remains to be seen. Like, I mean, they have little souls and definitely feelings and personalities and think, and they do communicate to you. And I know they understand words. You know, they've proven that with studies that dogs can understand like a vocabulary of have a vocabulary held base like a 3 or 4 year old even. That they can learn that. And have you seen the dogs that like kind of talk? You've seen those ones where the dogs like they're talking, like they are trying to talk.
Yes.
So this could, I mean, honestly, I think this could be something, you know, again, technology can be great or it can be bad. I don't know. It's all in the hands of us, right? What we do with it. You do this with AI, cool. I'd love to talk to my Kiki, my dog. The best cuddle bug in the world. But then, you know, then it's your dog saying, hey, come on, where's my food? You know, instead of just like, you know, she's very quiet, but if she's like suddenly translating by barking, she's going to be barking all the time getting what she wants. It would be even worse with cats. My cat wants food all the time. Like, I'd have to hear her gripe about how much I don't feed her enough, even though I feed her all the time. You know, like, I got some complaints. Now that I can talk to you, right? The cat's going to pull out the Festivus pool. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. What do you think? You know, would you want to be able to talk to your dog? Your cat?
I still talk to my animals, and I understand.
Well, I do. I talk to my dog all the time, and Luna. I talk to my cat and dog all the time. They don't see it to talk back. I've had some weird dreams where, like, Luna is in my dream, my cat, and she's talking to me.
Like straight up talking?
Yeah, I've had a couple. There was one with a snake where she, like, fought a snake. Like, you know, like, she's not that much of an adventurous. And it's like communicating with me. I'm like, what is my subconscious trying to tell me? You know, like.
Was she talking, or were you guys telepathically?
It was like telepathic. It wasn't like her mouth was moving in a Disney movie or something. You know, it was like telepathic.
Mistake.
Yes. Oh, I saw Art Bell Jr. there from the Great American Southwest. Good evening, morning, or afternoon. The case may be. God, I miss hearing that. I still listen to the reruns, even though I've probably like heard so many, all of them. We're almost out of articles. Like I said, it's not going to be a long show tonight.
Damage down.
But I know, I think it'd be cool to be able to talk to your dog.
Yeah.
But I'd rather talk to my dog using AI to help translate than to just some fake AI girlfriend or friend that they have now. That's what people are going to get sucked into.
Well, at least your dog is an actual living,
companion. They're real. They're real, not AI.
They are
you know.
making AI companions for children.
Oh, they're making AI companions for everything. And then when they start giving them robot bodies, we're in real trouble.
But my, like, education and early childhood development and education, all that, is just going crazy thinking about the damage being done to the kids that are
Yeah. Lori there, yeah. What does she say? Cats and dogs get what you're saying. Yeah, I agree. 100%. Cats too. I mean, they definitely understand words. You train dogs, horses, cats. Horses are really smart. I mean, you want to work with I don't know. They don't vocalize a lot. They don't vocalize a lot. That's the thing. I guess they're using from vocalizations. But man, I tell you, if there's a creature out there that can talk to you, it'd be a horse. Oh my God, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, that's the thing. You look into a horse or a dog's eyes. Like cats, I know James is going to hate me for this. Cats, yes, too, but cats also feel like they would eat you.
But I know what you mean. When you look at a horse or a dog, there's just something in their eyes that just, it makes me hate people that hurt these animals so much. Because it's like, I always go there, like, how could people be so mean? Because these animals are just like the purest love there is in this world.
Yeah, that's all my dog wants is just to cuddle. That's 99% of what she wants all the time is to cuddle. I'm going to ask for a better dog.
And to make you happy and to be there for you.
It's the easiest, greatest, honest, most trustworthy relationship you can have with a living being.
The most
people
loyal,
screw you over.
Unconditional. They'll be by your side to like their own death most of the time, protecting you.
Humans, we've got a definite special relationship with dogs and cats, and and for anybody who doesn't believe that they are with us on the other side, I disagree. I had my experience with my cat after she passed. I saw her. I know they're entities that go on after they die, just like we do. They have little souls, just as much as we do. All right, I only got one more.
You can actually see Bootsy's eyes change. My mom sees it like. She changes her whole personality. It's crazy. Like a little owl or something.
Last one, science alert. We emit visible light. That's vanishes when we die, says surprising new study. I got the more shorter article from Unexplained Mysteries. Research was conducted by scientists at the University of Calgary and the National Research Council of Canada, looked at somewhat controversial idea that biological processes emit very faint wavelengths of visible light that disappear when the organism dies. While often confused with claims of paranormal auras, the idea has some merit. Many biological processes really do emit light in the form of chemiluminescence. I can't say this word. I can't say it. Chemiluminescence? I can't say it. I'm sorry. Actually measuring this in any meaningful way, however, has always proved challenging. For the new research, scientists were able to detect ultra-weak photon emissions from several types of living animals, as well as plant matter, that disappeared upon death. Exactly what the cause of this phenomenon, however, remains unclear. Of course, this is a glow is not visible to the naked eye. Otherwise, we would visibly glow in the dark room. But there is merit to this research. It might one day be possible to determine someone's health by monitoring and analyzing their subtle photon emissions. This sounds like Star Trek The Next Generation stuff, man. Perhaps paranormal studies concerning auras and images captured through Carillion photography are not quite so out there after all. So that's their summary of that. But I've had the ability, I can see auras at times. I believe that there's light. We are light. Everything's light, I think. In a sense, we are, the divine spark inside of us is light. I think that's when somebody dies and that glow goes away, that's that divine spark. And it's in not just us, plants, animals.
I actually will see it leave. Like with people, with animals, I see it. I see like their eyes go out usually first, but you see like the little light come up. With my dad, you saw the whole light come up and come out. And I said it's over.
I think I think they're really onto something with this. I hope they keep studying this because they've measured. There's a famous experiment where there's even a weight loss that happens, like a very decimal amount of little weight loss after somebody dies. But maybe that was fraud study. That was a long time ago. But there's been a number of studies on this with the light. You talk about Carillion photography. We are something much more than flesh and bone.
And then you
so
hear
is
like
everything else.
Spiritual people, and they talk about the sun and the light codes, downloading light code. Like I don't get all into much of that.
Or how people in the Bible would see somebody like Jesus from the resurrection and or Abraham or Moses,
And they're all
back,
like lit,
glowing, lit, or angels,
yeah.
or stuff like that,
They look
their
like
bright
you
light.
see the auras or the.
Able to sample 2B. What is this? What did he say? There's a YouTuber that built a camera that is able to sample 2B frames and can see the light move across the room. Ooh,
Yes.
really?
Yes.
What do you think of that guy that where they're doing DMT and looking at lasers on the wall and like seeing the code?
I don't know about that, man.
Like the problem with it, if they were just seeing the code through the laser without the DMT, okay, cool.
Yeah,
but the
if you
DMT
take
kind of throws me
DMT
off.
out of the
But they all,
equation, it'd be a
but
little more interesting.
But it is interesting. They all take DMT, puts the laser in the wall, and they all see the code. Or is that
Yeah.
just subconscious? That the fact is he doesn't tell them what to see, but they all see code because it's what the laser's tricking their eye to see in that state of mind. No, it's interesting though. Or
And what
again,
you're
are we in a
already
matrix though?
expecting to see.
Yeah, I don't know. We're all in the holodeck or the matrix. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's all I got for weird stories tonight. Anybody else want to call in? We're probably going to end early. It's 15 articles. I went through them quick, actually.
Yeah, you did.
Usually World Wide Web Weird is 7. I don't know. For Friday night, it'll be a Friday night for Halloween. Like I said, I want to do stuff with the family.
Yeah, you said
I'll
you're
get
gonna
sleeping
do it on
Saturday.
Sunday.
But we're going to do that Sunday, the 2nd. That's
Okay,
the
for
Day of
Day
the
of
Dead
the
show. But I was
Dead,
thinking,
the second
yeah,
Dead.
but I was thinking about doing a channel members and Patreon, a little hangout for an hour or something on Halloween night, if I can get time. I don't want
That'd
to
be
take time
kinda
away from the
cool.
family though. Yeah. But it does help support the show. I want to thank my channel members, and we had a super chat tonight. Thank you, and that does help support the show. Patreon as well would get the link. We just send the link to the private YouTube. I have to use it my video game channel for the private link to get people to watch it for Patreon, but it's a private link. Don't share it if you're a Patreon. If we do something like that, just remember that's for you and you only as a Patreon.
Maybe some Halloween like ghost box or something like that, like something special.
Yeah, we could. I mean,
Like
I'll
where they
do
could
it.
have
Anything
like
with
their own like 5 questions or something
Yeah.
that they want to ask. They can have their own mini like session, like they do.
Yeah, it was cool. We did a channel member scene when we were testing with Tony Rothman on his Spiritcom.
Yeah.
Or Staticom, not Spiritcom. Sorry, Staticom. Yeah, he's somebody else I need to get back on the show.
Oh my goodness! As soon as he gets all that worked out, that would be
Yeah.
so cool.
I try to watch some of their tests him and Sherry are doing, and that I catch a little bit of it here and there, and I think it sounds awesome. I would love to have him on to do it again.
I think so.
Oh yeah, Katrina's going to be here.
Yes.
Katrina will be here November 2nd for the Day of the Dead show, not the Halloween. The Halloween thing's going to be last minute for YouTube channel members, and I wouldn't exclude Katrina just to YouTube channel members. That'll be the November 2nd Day of the Dead show is for everyone. And Katrina will be here. I already got her confirmed. Artemius and Tilly Treadwell will be here. I want to see. We don't want to fill up the panel too much. Jamie and Rob and that, and I keep forgetting. I got to reach out to Josh. I want to see if Josh Turner wants to come hang out for a little bit too. Maybe I know he'll be doing his thing that before our show, but I keep forgetting to reach out to him. I need to. I don't have a guest for next Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to do a show or not. I mean, if you guys have an idea, send it my way. I don't know. Because I hate doing so many open lines right before the big Halloween show or Day of the Dead show, because Halloween falls on a Friday, so I kind of had to do something else, so we're calling it the Day of the Dead show. We'll have fun, hang out, do Zender cards. That'll be November 2nd. Next Sunday's October 27th, right? Yeah, so I don't have a guest. It's been hard. I've been trying to find people. Gavin Davies was somebody... and I still have 6 Book Publishing up there in my advertisement. Well, they laid him off. I don't know if I'm going to have him up in my advertisement anymore. I got to make a new advertisement. I still got Heather Wade's Kingdom and I up there, and it's hard for me to want to take it down because I love that show, and I wish she would come back. So it's partly personal why I haven't taken that down. Just memories,
Oh, so, yeah.
But I do need to update it. I do need to update it, put new ad roll in there. Not that it really matters. People probably would step away during the ads, and I've been told not to do ads at all, but I need bathroom breaks. I'm sorry. I got used to it,
And I need to be able to go do my cat stuff and everything.
Yeah. So that 5-minute break,
helps.
helps.
Right now.
Yeah, that 5-minute break helps. So that's why I do it, and I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to get better guests. I love, like I said a couple weeks ago when we had I keep wanting to almost stop myself from saying her real name, Sunny Brook.
Sunnybrook, yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I like having that, just the personal, real, just talking about the experience. And I get that with guests, like or Gil Sanchez. Gil Sanchez was another one. I mean, he really wasn't selling anything at all. You know, he's not. He came on to tell about his Goatman experience. I have this thing. I want to start trying to re-edit my shows because everybody misses. They just go to the YouTube feed and they don't see the show. It's all in the live feed. All the shows are in live feeds. And StreamYard has an editing app. Sometimes it'll let me edit it, and I could edit out the commercial breaks in the episode and repost it, but sometimes it just doesn't want to do it. Like, it'll not edit it right. So, and it's hard. I don't have a lot of memory to edit. I don't have a good video editing program. So I'm looking in where I can start. I'm going to try to find a way where I can edit these episodes later and put them on the YouTube channel. At least, maybe not the open lines ones, but ones with guests like Gil was. You know, I'd love to get Goatman up there. Or even Sonny Brooks' episode, too. Re-edited. I've been saving them on StreamYard, hoping I could try re-editing them again. But one time I tried it, it did not work. You know. And so the reason why I haven't updated the radio network, that's a whole other nightmare to edit the audio, because I have to upload it in like 30, 45-minute segments, and then put it in the calendar thing to run. So if you listen to the Paranormal Soup radio talk radio thing, yeah, those are all old episodes from it took me months to get that catalog working right, and I've never touched it since because man, it can get messed up too, and then it doesn't want to play anything. So I've been afraid to update it or to touch it, and it's a lot of work to edit that audio to make it updated. It's really there to just get people's attention. Hope you come join us on the live show, because that's what I'm about. I don't do podcasts. People are like, oh, you got that podcast, don't you? I'm like, it's not a podcast. Podcasts are pre-recorded. I like the live show. I loved listening to Art Bell back in the day when the callers would call in, you know. And it's just, you know, you never knew what you're going to get on an open lines night on Art Bell. You know, I love that. Or you know, what guest he was going to bring on. He always made sure it was entertaining. You know, yeah, some of those guests were full of it, but it didn't matter. He kept his doors open to a lot of people, and it you know, got a lot of truth out there too. And it was entertaining.
Like, he admitted it, like, oh, sorry, you know, we had this one on.
Oh yeah,
and found out. We've had a few of those.
But in the all end, he was an entertainer. I'm trying to entertain you too. Are you entertained? Are you entertained? No, you're probably not. Not tonight. It's open lines. I try to find good guests. That's the thing. I want good guests to entertain you guys. I'm not great at retelling people's stories. I'd like to have them on air and talk about
like actual stories and experiences that they haven't wanted to like tell other people, or they haven't really shared with other people because they didn't know how they would be taken. It's like their chance to be completely,
thank you, James,
just no judgment zone. And
yeah, that's why I wanted open lines, you know, to have that, you know, where people could talk about their experiences like Jim did,
because some of the best stories come out that way that have been buried forever.
Yeah, connections are made they never knew. Things like that. And that's why I loved Art Bell, man. It was just, you know, it's just not recaptured. I'm never going to recapture that feeling. Nobody will. George Norrie, you know, love him or hate him, he won't. You know, none of them will. None of them will. It was a one-time thing with Art Bell.
We connected Blair with Zariana.
But I have my own little group of people I love so much, and I get to do this. This is my outlet. I don't make money doing this. Your YouTube channel member, it goes right to the show. All that money goes right to the show. You know, any of the money I get, it goes right to the show bills, which is still not enough. Like my end of the month bill for the website to do the radio network is like $350, and my Patreon came out to $240. So I'm like $110 away from that. But I put my own money into it basically. But I do that. You know, it's about. I say the show cost me about. You know, so that's 120. I say the show cost me about $1,500 a year.
You don't drink, you don't play golf, you don't, go out.
No, I don't do any. I have no other hobbies but video games. I do play video games. Yes, I do play video games, and that money, none of that show money goes towards that. That's my own money and me begging my wife. Can I spend this money on a? Yeah, and I've been told you're too old to play video games. Whatever. I have fun playing with my sons. Yeah, website hosting is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I know I probably could go find a different website and get it cheaper, but there's a whole thing my radio network for Talkstream runs through it, and it is a pain in the butt to set up that whole streaming thing to Talkstream from your website. It's like if that ever shuts down or I'm done with it, it's done. I'm not doing the radio anymore. internet radio because it's this might be the last year for the internet radio. I'm paying the bill on that, and I'm gonna give it one more year. I love doing it. I was on the top 50 there for a few years. I'm probably not anymore. Of Talkstream live channels for live shows. It's fun. I love doing it for people that want to just listen or whatever and they're not going to watch. That's great. I love the whole I run the show like a radio because of that. Because I was influenced by Art Bell. That's my big influence. That's what prompted me to do this show. And Art Bell got me through some very lonely nights, before I met my wife. And then she listened to it with me. Our first year of marriage, and my cousin Phil was going through a divorce. He lived with us for this time. We had no cable. We're all broke. And we turn on, it'd be, 11 o'clock at night or whatever was coming on, and we'd turn on Coast to Coast AM on the radio and sit downstairs and listen to that.
I
We
love
didn't have any
that.
TV,
I
so
love
listen to
that.
Art Bell. I even got my cousin Phil into it, and stuff,
That is so cool.
Now, like Art Bell tried to make his comeback, and what killed his comeback is just it's saturated. Internet's free for anybody to post a show like me. It's saturated with a-holes like me. But it's that's the thing. Trying to make it or get your name out there is so hard, and I don't put enough work into it at all because this is just for fun. I do this really for fun. I could do a lot more. I have been thinking about trying to do more. I have been thinking recently.
I know it's not like the
I want to
like,
do.
subscribe, pound that button, everybody.
I thought for a while about doing a Paranormal Soup movie review of all the movies that have influenced me and I talk about on this show, but I have a huge library of books. And some books, I don't know if you could find them, but interesting books I've read over the years and doing a review of those books.
That would be interesting.
And research on it. I have this one book I found at a bookstore, or not a bookstore, like a flea market sale kind of deal. And it had no cover on it. It was this yellow bound book, and it's all about using different ways of your psychic abilities, and it's really, really has a whole it almost feels like you're reading the instruction manual of the dead in Beetlejuice.
What year was the book?
It's 70s or older.
See, I love those old. I love those old.
And
books
I couldn't find
that.
publishing of it anywhere else. I have that
Those
kind of stuff.
are
I'd love.
so fun.
Yeah, so I thought about doing some review. It's all about me getting more free time to do those. And yeah, I play video. I use some of my free time to play games and do stuff because I relax. I got to unstress from the day. But I am trying to find time to work in some stuff like this for the channel. And if I do these kind of videos, they're gonna go out to Patreon and channel members first. They'll get access to it first, and then later it'll show up on the channel. But I think that's it for the show tonight, guys. Not getting any other phone calls. I'll let you know what we're doing next week. If you got a guest idea, or if you are somebody who thinks you can come on here and we want to talk about your experience in the paranormal, you had some kind of crazy experience, you don't have to worry about filling up a whole 2.5 hour time slot. If your story is like a half hour to talk about, 40 minutes, I'll just bring you on for that time. We'll talk about it as long as you want to talk, and we'll talk about your experience. Email me. Facebook Messenger is not great. If you are friends with me on Facebook, I'm bad about checking it, but you can. Some of you, know who you are, can get a hold of me easier on there. But the best way to do it is paranormalsoup, jbland@gmail.com. Paranormalsoup, jbland@gmail.com. Of course, if you're a Patreon, you can message on there. If you're a YouTube channel member, I think it'll let you give me a message on there too. Otherwise, paranormalsoup, jbland@gmail.com. Email me. Let's talk. Let's get you on here. Let's talk about your experience. If you want anonymous and no camera, that's cool too. I don't blame you. And actually, good time for me to end the show. You hear this? Hear that little slight beep?
Yeah.
Hear that? Yeah. That's my battery dying in this thing.
I hear that.
So I guess I'm ending it perfectly at the right time because that I would have to go change the battery on that. Dang it. I knew that was going to do it. I should have changed it beforehand. But that's it. We'll end the show there. Thank you, guys. Hopefully we see you next Sunday. If not, it'll be Day of the Dead show, and I'll let you know to the Patreons and YouTube channel members if we're going to do anything on Halloween night if I can get time. It might be last minute. Just get on and see if you guys want to hang out, if you're available Halloween night. I'll get on by my lonesome, hang out with maybe Jamie if she's free. We'll see. It all depends on what my family wants to do. I'll try to keep you posted on that to the Patreon and channel members. I'll post in both those areas and let you know. That's it for the show, guys. Have a great night. See you next Sunday.